They must have passed us and went on to Georgia.
Yeah,
They
man.
were
Yeah,
pouring
but
down raining over here in the Carolinas.
yeah, we're gonna do all right. We're gonna make it though. We're gonna make it. Football season is here. I see the Hall of Fame game is on right now.
Uh-huh.
It's it is. We're gonna get ready to make it do what it do. All right. I got Greg. No, Greg usually eat around this time, so he probably eat now. I see him. He always eat around this time. But check this out, big dog. What all right. Shedeur Sanders have ran against the number one defense, but not the number one offense. And what's your take on that?
um, I mean, look, I guess it's a part of whatever progression that the Browns are putting, in front of him. As far as going about getting his opportunities with the organization. And I mean, he's showing proof. He's taking advantage of the opportunities he's getting. I think the last thing I saw was like 6 for 10 with a touchdown. So
Yeah.
I mean, you obviously you can ask for a better performance, right? But to be with second team, third team, a combination of second team and third team players going against the first team defense, that's a hell of a start. So just got to keep applying that pressure, and that's all you can ask for. What up, Greg?
What's going on? Boxing? Do you be boxing?
Yeah, man, that was my first sport, boxing.
You gotta see some boxing videos, man.
You want to see this one too? I got you.
Yeah, I want to see you put them boxing videos on YouTube on your channel since you retired. We looking for that channel.
Man, I ain't doing all that, man. I'm trying to enjoy retirement. But yeah,
See,
man. But that's what I think about Shadeur. I mean, look, he's still applying that pressure, and you see them reps. They evened out from. I think what Dylan had 11, something like that. Shadeur had 10. So
right.
I don't know how many were actually like against the first team or whatever like that. They don't have like a specific breakdown or anything like that. But the reps evening out. So just keep applying that pressure, man. Pressure
I
make
think it's
diamonds, pressure burst pipes, all of them, good analogies that people like to throw around, but work ethic and establishing yourself with your presence on the field, that's unmatched. So if anybody can match it, I don't think they can in that QB room though.
right, right, right. What you think about it, Greg? You think about Shadeur running with finally running with against the number one defense while still running with the number two offense.
I mean, what happened when you got a bunch of like brittle bodies out there, man? I mean, you got old man Flacco, and then you got little what's the name? You know, and at the end of the day, that's what happens when you got a. That's what Cleveland has every year, right? A brittle quarterback room. They go through what 4, 5 quarterbacks a year, so they already showing you it's only one quarterback that has the ability to endure. They looking at his workouts there and he's just doing this for the show. He go work out 45 minutes for the game. You wonder why a body like his has endured all them hits in Colorado. So, when you got a guy like Shadeur who can play up under the pressure physically and mentally, because the owner act like he don't want him, making comments. I mean, you got all this going on. His dad's sick. I mean, he's battle tested.
Yeah.
So, it's only a matter of time before somebody like that take over, because them bodies gonna go to breaking down like you saying, because you got to train a certain way to keep your body. You got to warm up right way. That's where a lot of those hamstrings and quad injuries come from. Is
Mm-hmm.
not properly warming up. You get out there an hour before practice, I think you're gonna be warmed up. You're gonna be less likely to tear something in your shoulder and your pecs and those injuries that a lot of people gonna get. It comes from properly preparing, and that's what he has, and that's why he's endured. Shadeur endured. Saw that rhyme.
So going forward, the owner made his comment. Let me see how y'all took his comments. I think JR, you don't get yours, but refresh me on what you thought of his comment, what he said about that Andrew Berry was the one who selected Shedeur.
Like I said, man, to me, somebody lying. Who lying? That remains to be seen, because obviously the liar is not going to come out and say, yeah, it was me that lied about the situation or covered up something. But like I said, the owner stood up there, and I'm kind of reading in between the lines of, if you told me we were going to pick him on Saturday, I would have said no. But I met with them late that night, then met with them being the whoever's a part of the draft process, and then I met with them again earlier that day, and then we came to the conclusion, or it was left in Andrew Berry's, power to select Shedeur. And like Uncle Steve mentioned, like they gave up 2 draft picks to go and get him in the 5th round. Mm-hmm. So who lying? Who knows? It'd be cool to see like a documentary, Surviving the Browns. How they got everything, surviving R. Kelly, surviving Diddy, surviving the Browns, surviving the Cleveland Browns. That's B. Watt's organization now. So I want to see a documentary so we can see who lying. It'd have been great to see what's that docu-series that they have that cover these NFL teams, Hard Knocks. It would have been great to see Hard Knocks. I know that would have been coverage that would have been covered at that point, especially during the draft process. But obviously, to me, it seemed like the owner maybe tried to save face a little bit, but I can also take it another way with the owner saying, look, I met with the organization, and I put the call in, but a lot of the experts or the people or the who's who of the NFL, people leak information, and you got people like Stephen A talking about it, and you got people like who's the other guy that's on the show with him? I forget his name, but they're entrenched in that community, so they talking to people, and people talking like, yeah, it seemed like he's trying to save face. So somebody lying, Surviving the Browns, that'll be a good documentary if somebody produced it, and we'll see what happened from there. But somebody got to tell the truth at some point, and that's going to be Shadeur with his play on the field, I believe.
My question would be, why do you need to lie? You're that rich. What's the point of lying one way or another? Like he just got tired of people saying he did it and he mad about it. I mean, what's the point? All of them looked like they was chewing on sour grapes when they picked them. The camera rolled in on them. They said it like, Bear was sending all of them. They said the cameras at the wrong time, but at the end of the day, that's how they were looking when they chose them. There was no excitement in that room, which left everybody to assume that he was forced to do it. Now the owner say, I ain't had nothing to do with that. And it's like it's silly. Y'all too grown, and for what? Because you know what's sad? Now y'all gonna make me be the inner conspiracy of this whole thing, because either Cleveland is designed to be the SARS team around and lose, and we put it on the coaches, but it's just a one good script, or they just the dumbest something you've seen. Because at the end of the day, I was looking at it, but I ain't pay attention. Nobody checking on them musty uniforms they be wearing. But they Cleveland, right? When you look at Cleveland from what they say happened last year, their defense held teams for the most part, which I was kind of figuring, because you don't really hear about them getting blown out.
Mm-hmm.
They holding teams to 20-some points and less. So you know what that shows, which we already know, and what anybody with just a little piece of sense know. Their biggest issue is and has been the ability to score, which has to do with the quarterback play. So really, they just a quarterback away from being a winning team. Their defense was decent. They made some acquisitions this year. Then you look at them linemen. Shedeur was when he finally got up there, them big trees on the end, them big tackles on the end, when he finally made it up there to the, the upper teams. And so they got some pretty nice size linemen. I mean, it's the NFL. I mean, so you look at it like they got to be the dumbest people in the world. The only person they said Shedeur is one who's stretching the field better than anybody. That's what he's known, stretching the field. That's what you're missing. You weren't missing because your defense was getting blown their backs out. You was missing because you couldn't score. That's why you went through 4 quarterbacks in the first place, and they all wasn't injured. Only we know Watson. So, you know, and even he wasn't playing well before that. So it's like your issue has been quarterback play, whatever crazy curse you got on you. You got one guy who, if anything he gonna do, he gonna score points. He already showed you he had to do a shootout for 2 years with Colorado. His problem was when his defense didn't hold him down. And when his defense did, what was the stats with him in Colorado? He go shoot out every week. We thought we can't do a shootout every week with that first year in particular. One thing Shadeur gonna do, he put up 40 points a game. So like, what are you really doing? Like, what are you really playing? You know that's what you're missing out. You know that's your issue. That's what gets me about them. So it's like either y'all the dumbest or y'all want to lose. And it's just one sick game.
Yeah, they got a quarterback that can do it to them, boy. That's what they missing. Like I said, I think I checked their records out last year. The games they lost, they got 5 games they lost by only 3 points, man. And the defense done got better, so but we'll see. I think it was off today. Yeah, they was off today. But they hit the practice field tomorrow. Let's see where it stands. It's been reported that Kenny Pickett may be back tomorrow also. So when he get back, I'm gonna be interested to see how they treat Shedeur, or do the NFL still got a noose around their neck about Shedeur, whether he can play or not. So you never know.
I'm gonna tell you.
Never know.
One thing you don't want to do is rush back from a soft muscle injury. You can be prepared to play with that all year long. I don't lived it. Rush back from a groin, hamstring, quad, even calf muscle. Rush back if you want to. Too soon. Either it's one or two things gonna happen, and neither one of them good. Either you finna re-injure that, which most likely happens, or you gonna injure something else trying to favor that.
Yeah.
So if he got a hamstring injury and he trying to hurry up and get back, man, the worst thing he could do is get out there and tweak that mess again. Now he finna be dealing with that the whole season.
Yeah. So I think it's competition now heated up.
He got to, but that ain't good.
People that close to him say, "Hey, this might be your last ride, but you ain't got time to be sitting up."
You ain't got time, man. Look, if I was a part of this representation, hey man, go and get out there, shoot for the stars, break a leg, all of those. Hey, get out there.
That's literally what happens sometimes. I fracture my fibula. Break it out. That's what happens.
Get out there and make it happen, man.
Hey, when I heard that report came out today, I said, "Come back." He said, and then that dude on the radio said, "Yeah, man, Shedeur out there doing that thing, man.
He ain't gonna be doing all that running."
He said, "I went out there for myself and saw it." I said, he looked better than all of the quarterbacks to me. I didn't want to just keep listening to everybody. He said he went out there and I saw it for myself. He said, "Yeah, Kenny Pickett need to hurry up and get back because it ain't gonna be looking good. He stay out a week or two."
He gonna be favoring that leg because he gonna be conscious because he ain't all the way back healthy, and that's the last thing you want to do. And he saw all that running he was doing that they say he was mobile. He ain't gonna be doing all that.
Yeah, they said he was the white Michael Vick. That's what they said.
That's how he pulled his white hamstring too.
Yeah,
that's what they said, man.
Yeah, I know.
That mean, because you doing all that running, you better be built for it. Because the more running you do, the more likely you to pull something, right?
Yeah.
Or you gonna get hit.
That's what I tell them, man. Look,
well, they ain't hitting the quarterbacks out there, but if you running out there and you ain't used to running like that, you ain't warmed up properly because you're not used to run. You don't know, you ain't doing no track warm-ups, you ain't no runner, but you want to show out, then you get out there and your muscles be like, hold on, what is this?
Yeah.
What is this gear? What is this gear you keep pushing us into? We gonna climb up. And that's how you pull it. Your body you gotta train for that. If you not, you go do some crap that you didn't train for, then you gonna pull something all day.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Steve Willis said, ask yourself, if the owner didn't want him, he would not be on the team. Yeah, exactly.
That's what I say, man. That's what I say. I look at it two ways. Like I look at it as though like
I don't think he explained it right.
you met.
I understand it like he's saying, if you hadn't told me we're gonna pick Shedeur, I'm saying that he wouldn't have been there.
He wouldn't. That's how I saw it.
That's
you
how
telling me we had a chance to pick him on it?
Another way. Yeah, that's how I looked at it.
But it seemed like everybody that's the who's who that has the connections, they looking at it like, oh, the organization don't want them. And initially, I looked at it like maybe I'm just too green. Maybe I'm just too wet behind the ears or something like that. But I looked at it as though he's saying that if you asking me if we had the opportunity to pick him on a Saturday, I'm telling you no way, because I'm thinking he would have been gone already. But he there. So now, in order to pick him on a Saturday, what we got to do to pick him? You got to give up some picks.
They had to give up them 2 picks.
Yeah, because they didn't have no 5th round pick.
Right.
Because they already gave it up to Kenny Pickett.
I went back and listened. I said, "Nah, yeah, I'm right. He didn't mean it like that. Man. Everybody else just went with it."
So what you say he meant? You say he meant what?
He was explaining it like when they asked. I think somebody asked him something, or whether they asked him or not. He said, "There's no way we'll be able. That's a no way we'll get him, because I'm thinking that he wouldn't been available to pick him when they got ready for their next pick." And that's why he said when they met together, they tried to figure out how could they move up to get him. And the only way they can move up to get him, they had to give up them 2 draft picks, which they did.
But his tone was like, I ain't do it, Barry did it. It was just the tone.
He know that Black African American community is killing Barry. Barry is main guy. He his money dude. He take care of them books for him. He had to go out there and say that.
Now
what Jerry Jones?
What I will say to that, when he said Barry made the decision, like ultimately, yes, it's Barry. Barry got to make the deal to put it in front of Jimmy Haslam. Like, hey, this is how we be able to get him, but we got to give up these 2 late round picks. Like, we got to give up something to go and climb up to get a 5th round pick, and just know that's our last pick of the draft, because that was their last pick, and it was 2 more rounds left. So that's how I initially looked at it. But then I'm hearing everybody say, I'm like, well, do they know something? I don't know. Because to me, they went to the Colorado showcase. Jimmy Haslam was there talking to Prime. They shaking hands and stuff like that. And then so obviously, everybody thinking like, well, he got a 1st round grade. Maybe he should go 1st round. But the Browns passed on him. Like I said, I think they passed on him just because you already got $45 million guaranteed that's going to be sitting on the shelf. So you don't want to put another $45 million in the room. That's $90 million guaranteed. Wow. So that don't make business sense. So you pass on them, you pass on them. Well, then you pick Dillon Gabriel. Now that pick I don't understand, but that's obviously from the coaching staff. I think Kevin Stefanski more so wanted Dillon Gabriel.
Right.
Like, that's Kevin Stefanski. Like, he stood on the table. This my guy. This the guy I'm looking for. We want him. And then you got the owner saying, whoa. Now, this kid is still there. Let's get him in. And I think Coach Prime probably had to make a phone call. Look, man, let me walk some of that back, what I said about your organization. Because Coach Prime was putting some words out there about the Browns and the Giants and, organizations that just haven't been good over the last decade. Why would I want my son to go there? They can't navigate and do this the right way. So obviously you got to talk to somebody. And I think Coach Prime probably had to make a phone call. Look, man, let me walk some of that back. My son deserves a shot. Don't take my words out on my child. and then you go from there. But obviously, we'll never know all of that. Nobody will ever disclose that information. But that's my outlook on it.
Yeah, that's mine too. But starting tomorrow, you think he'll get a chance to run first team offense, or like to wait till next week?
I don't. I mean, I think he get his chance. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow Friday? Yeah, I think he get his chance. I mean, because to me, if it's between Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur, like it's not even close. Like when you start going through the totality of like repetitions and things like that, we talking about a 70% completion rate compared to a 50% completion rate. So at some point, you got to start getting somebody ready for, either the second string quarterback or the first string. You got to start getting people ready.
Right.
Like NFL training camp, it moved quick. Look, there's already one team playing tonight or two teams playing tonight. Before you know it, we already through mid-August on our way to that first week in September when you got, pretty much the whole league playing at that point, all 32 teams. So things got to move fast, and you don't have that many reps because you're losing reps at this point if you got three quarterbacks fighting for first team reps. So you're losing reps for whoever going to be your starter. Now, I still think Joe Flacco, got a slim margin of a lead. That's just me based on how I view the NFL, how they go with quarterbacks with experience.
Yeah, this thing's right around the corner, man. I mean, he coming on at the right time. But as far as a preparation of, being prepared like you would want, it's going to be a little tight. Can he pull it off? He should. I mean, he's been studying and all that. At the end of the day, his talent overrides. He could hand the ball off all day, know the playbook all day. What Cleveland's going to need is somebody who can put points on the board, period. If they can put points on the board, they can put pressure. I heard they almost beat Philadelphia last year. They can put pressure on teams if they can score. They're going to have to be able to throw the football. I know they said, we're going to run the ball. Guess what? The people that they got to beat going to throw the football. They going to run the ball, but they going to throw the football.
Baltimore going to put up
and beat somebody who throw the football.
On the board, so they need a quarterback that can match up with.
You got to be able to match up.
Baltimore going to put up
points. Burrow going to throw the football.
Bengals going to put up points.
Throwing the football.
Steelers going to put up points.
Colorado in the next block. They going to have to throw that ball. But back on the quarterback situation, I still think that head coach, boy, he gonna hang in there with Dylan Gabriel as long as he can until somebody tell him no. Cause that's his man.
You got to be what?
I'm serious. I mean, we know Shadeur is better than all of them, but he hang his hat on Dylan Gabriel. He ain't running first team and getting he get more reps than Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco don't get for 5 or 6 reps. Everybody talking about he know the playbook, he old, he the veteran. Hell, when I look at Aaron Rodgers at Pittsburgh, he getting all the reps. He old. Yeah. When I look up that Kansas City, Mahomes getting all the reps. He been there for 5 years. It don't make sense. Don't be surprised Dylan Gabriel be the starting quarterback. That's all I'm trying to say.
That'd be crazy, but I mean, I definitely
can see him for it though, JR. You got to look at the T League. I can't.
They
giving him all the plays.
Right.
One. He never ran with no number 3. He running with the number 1s or the number 2s, or when Shadeur run with the 2, he running with the 1.
Right.
And he's throwing the more passes. This dude threw 83 passes compared to the rest of them during mandatory minicamp.
Yeah. And you know what they say about the NFL? The coach is usually tied to the quarterback.
Yeah.
So because that's usually the coach is usually the one saying, well, we got to get this quarterback in order for us to be this type of team. Even if they defensive guys, like my Texans, with DeMeco Ryans, he's a defensive coach. But the first player he picked was a quarterback. he's tied to CJ Stroud. No matter how good or bad the team does, he's going to be tied to CJ Stroud because that is the first choice that he picked. So,
yeah. So I just think it ain't gonna work with Dylan Gabriel because he's too short. You can't see. When you see the practice, you see the ball get back down about 2 or 3 times at the line of scrimmage. You 3rd and 3, you keep throwing the ball and it get batted down. Them players gonna get frustrated. From veterans, and you start losing the game because of that. They're gonna check out on them. They checked out on them last year because Rizzo on ESPN Cleveland said the fans were hollering for Kevin Stefanski that they need to change the quarterback because Watson wasn't getting it done. And then they said Kevin Stefanski kept telling me, he said, Watson give us a better chance to win. And he stuck with it until he got injured.
yeah. They had no shot. I mean, they had them behind them. They had Dorian Thompson-Robinson. He wasn't doing nothing. Yeah. I don't know why they didn't give Jameis Winston a shot, but again, you talking about the politics of sports. He getting paid $45 million. He gonna be out there. You gonna figure it out. 45. You got 45 million reasons to figure out how to play better on the field. Figure it out, dog.
He ain't gonna be sitting on those sidelines.
Yeah, you're not gonna have 45 million sitting on the sideline until he got hurt. Now you got no choice. But that's professional sports. Money gonna play. It's gonna play. They paying you, you gonna play.
Yeah. But Joe Flacco, the only one getting guaranteed money, he get $3 million guaranteed.
Well, I said that's
paid the price for it. But I'm gonna tell you something. Joe Flacco, there's no way that you put him out there. He's getting his little granddaddy reps. You know, he gonna be the next one pulling up a Charlie horse. You know what I'm saying? He gonna get some old school. He gonna get Charlie horse. Like, look, there's no way you gonna tell me
like a Charlie horse. I ain't finna let them hit me.
There's no way you ain't gonna tell me his reps ain't up next. He about to cough up his reps too.
Nah, Joe Flacco ain't running out that pocket, man.
Joe Flacco know how to play his role. He's like, I'll let Pickett go out there and pull their hamstring. I know better.
Yeah, I'm not running out that pocket because the best ability is availability.
Yeah. Look at the first 3 games who they play, man. You really think Joe Flacco want to get out there, and especially Philadelphia going to roll up in that next practice game? You know he don't want to go out there, bro.
We'll see.
He got time to be running around with them boys.
It'll be real telling.
Granddad and Joe don't want to go out there.
You go out there.
So I gotta use them tomorrow. I'm gonna give you a shout out, but I gotta use it to folks tomorrow. Granddad and Joe don't want to run.
Granddad Joe.
Yeah, it'll be real telling. When Pickett come back, it'll be real telling to see how the reps get divided. Or hell, if they done moved on from a quarterback by then, you know.
Hey, you never know, boy. You never know. You never know, man. Because they know Shedeur can handle that job.
Yeah.
But the question is, if collusion was involved, is it still is? What's the limit? I heard Ocho Seco and Shannon Shaw last night said, "Hey, it's part of the collusion. We ain't just gonna kill him in that draft. We're gonna limit his reps too."
Yeah,
That's crazy, ain't it?
That's why I said he went 6 for 11. That's why I'm like, if a ESPN reporter was there or a Cleveland reporter to say he went 6 for 11 and they was all first against the first team. All right, cool. But they ain't say they didn't say 6 for 11.
Nah,
so I'm assuming it was doing 11 on 11s, but did half of them come second team against the second team defense or what? But
he's 3 for 4 on the first team.
3 for 4 on the first team. See, that ain't bad, man. That's 75%.
But you notice, ain't it weird? That's what he's throwing his whole career is around the same number, no matter how old and where he's throwing it. He's throwing consistently around 74, between 72, 71 on the low end to 74 consistently every year, even when his back getting broke in.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Three different. He did it at Jackson State.
Yeah.
This is what he do. He throw around low to mid 70% every year. He throw close to 4,000 yards every year and close to 40 touchdowns every year, give or take. Every year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So why would you, if you're a team that say our defense is keeping people down 21, it sounds like Jackson State. That's how Jackson State was playing. Colorado tried to get there last year, and look what they turned out. Because Shedeur can score, it's just a certain amount of games he's going to win because he's going to outscore the other team. Because the defense going to do their part. He going to score. He going to score. Like you seen games where he didn't score as much, where they didn't protect him. He didn't score as much as Nebraska. He didn't score as much as Kansas and BYU. But he ran Kansas State down.
Yeah.
So you can't say every time they come after them, but 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, he gonna put up points. You might catch him every now and then. You get a good scheme, and hopefully he learn. Get that running back in the flat. He got big tight ends. He can get the ball to. When he have a tight end, he know how to get the ball to him. We've seen that at Jackson State. He had 2-3 good tight ends. Now one of them dropped the ball in the doggone double triple overtime. But for the most part, them tight ends was clutch. This is really his game. He does well with tight ends and a couple good receivers. Now, I'm going to say one thing. That running back situation messed him up.
Zach, I was going to say the same. That's why I was headed next. I said that running back got in trouble. Oh, man. He
messed him up.
He could have did then.
Yeah, Junkin's through, man. That's a tough deal, man. But if the allegations are true, ain't no team gonna touch you, man. They can't.
He can go to UFL.
I mean, yeah, he'll have to go down. He have to go somewhere else.
He'll get another shot. He'll get another shot.
Yeah.
He'll go there for a couple years or whatever, and they'll let the heat go down, and then. But the only thing about the running back shelf life, he had his prime, so he'll lose, being in his prime. That's the only part about it.
Yeah.
He messes money up because this was,
money.
He's setting the tone for his next contract,
Yeah, he living off NIL money right now. That money gone because he ain't signed his professional contract yet, so you ain't even got no guaranteed money. So that he living off NIL bread.
But ain't you surprised they ain't handled that yet? Like everybody else went early, and he's still out there. His case still out there. He ain't went to court yet.
I mean, it just depends on the DA for that district. Because what they charged him, I want to say they charged him in Florida. So I mean, it just depends on that DA. Whenever they want to get all the information they need to take him to court. So
I just wonder what happened. Did they ever say what happened? What caused it? Because these running backs love to beat up the women. But hold on. Didn't Barkley do that?
Saquon? Nah. I don't recall.
It was Rice. It was Ray Rice.
Yeah. Ray Rice.
He came, they gave him another shot, but he was never the same.
Nah, he ain't getting no another shot.
After that, he came back and played a year or two.
No, he didn't. No, he did not.
Well, team picked him up.
Nobody. No, they didn't. Nobody picked that Ray Rice, bro. That video came out. Ray Rice was ghost.
I could have sworn he came back. Tried. He tried. I thought.
What's his name? It was Kareem Hunt. He came back.
He came back
from a domestic violence
your boy the Cheetah came back too recently.
You talking about Tyreek?
Yeah, he had got inside all these little running backs be, running back like figures. Tyreek Hill got into something not too long ago. It probably wasn't that drastic.
I remember seeing something.
But it kind of swept it down a little bit before it got to, but you heard about it.
Yeah, I think he done, bro. He threw.
Yeah, man.
He threw before he even get started.
Before he even get started, man. Them DA charges, man. Like I can see if if the girl pressed the charges and then she dropped them. But now that you got the DA, the local DA office in on it, he ain't coming back from that now. They finna try to gather all information, cell phone footage, hotel footage. They finna try to get everything, in order to build a case against him. Because at this point, the girl can't even say, "Well, I don't want to press charges anymore." It's out of her hands. It's in DA hands now. That's taxpayer dollars. They ain't finna just let the taxpayer dollar go to waste now. They'll waste it by just having them in court in a judicial system, just to get them in court and try them like that.
Man, that man didn't even get to sign his check.
He ain't get to sign it, man.
Golly.
That's crazy. All right, let's move on, fellas. Talk about Coach Prime and the Colorado football team, man. Start with you, JR. What you think? What you think so far? They don't. What? Let's talk about Coach Prime and his ordeal he went through, man. I don't know if I talked to y'all about that or not. But his surgery and stuff that he had.
Yeah, we touched on it a little bit on Tuesday, just a little bit. But like I said, man, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to identify something early, and it was identified off of just a routine visit, just due to his previous diagnosis of blood clots and happen to have amputation of the toe or the foot and stuff like that. So he just routine visiting. You're gonna check your blood work, and man, something don't look right. So that's a blessing within itself. I know I used to hate my work schedule be so busy, and I gotta cancel these appointments to try to get to an appointment, because in the military they made us take a physical. Like, you had to have a physical once a year, whether it be on the phone or in person. But something a mentor of mine told me early in my career, he said, "Man, you always take your appointment in person. Don't ever do the appointment on the phone." And but as you get up there in your career, I'm so busy with stuff, but I always made sure to take time. All right, let me block my schedule. Let me do this so I can go get myself checked out, so I can get blood drawn and get x-rays on my ailments and things like that that's happening with my body. And it's a blessing, man, to catch things early. So he got to it early. They got after it early. They put a treatment option and plan together for him after assessing him. And it's working out in his favor. And that's all you can ask for. All you can ask for is God's favor. And he got it. He got it when he got that surgery, and if it was successful. And for that doctor to comfortably and confidently sit there and say he is cancer free, that's good. Because a lot of my colleagues that I've been speaking to, they'll say, "Well, we like to give percentages. He's free of this, but there's a chance of this." She didn't say that. She's just he is cancer free. So
yeah, good. I think they were saying if he didn't take the bladder out, then it was a 50% chance it came back, and then they would have to take it out anyway if it had a, So he just did it just for time's sake. But the adjustment, I mean, the man made a lot of adjustments already with his toes and that lifestyle of having massages all the time. For him to have to, now he got to deal with the bladder, man. That's a lot, because he still got to making sure the blood clots and all that. So that's just another routine. But I mean, good thing his mind is as strong as it is, because I mean, this guy's really an example, man. I mean, he ain't perfect by no means. Nobody is, but I mean, I do something called Inspiration Motivation on Sundays, at late Sundays, second part of Sunday. And it's really like one of the reasons I do what I do with Colorado. You can talk about any team, but you try to get some nuggets. And one of the things I like about him, even with Travis Hunter, man, there's some stone-headed folks, man. Mm-hmm. And you try to learn what you can, because he's just stone-headed. This man said, "I'm gonna do what I gotta do in a doggone pamper, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do with these toes. I'm gonna go out. Y'all done been to the game. He go out there. I know he a prime athlete. This man outrunning people with 8 toes, He be running up and down the field with them, and they be tired, and he be, the people who run beside him, and I'm like, it was getting to the point on 8 toes. He still can move, far as just how he endure. And now I looked at him at practice the other day. I know people just can you can say he putting on, but man, the way he moving like he ain't had no surgery. I'm like, I just how he moving around with the team. He's moving just like he did last year. That's mental. Because I know he got pain. I know he got, got to go and dump like he had to do at the games with his foot. He had to go and get it massaged, stop doing a halftime and all that. Be out there on a football field, man, a couple months after having himself cut open. And he walking around and walking back and forth, doing his routine like he was doing before. Man, that's crazy. That's what I look at. And I only hope, I don't know where that came from. I don't think they ever said it was in his family. I know they said the blood clots in his family. My question would be, I hope that, how you take medication that cause of the issue. I know he take a lot of medicine for the clots. A lot of them. He already said it. And, you take all that medicine, where does it go? You see what I'm saying? I want them to look into that, like.
Is your pancreas able to process all of the chemical imbalance that you're putting in?
But all that stuff going to the bladder because that's the way it's going out.
Yep.
It got to go out through the bladder. You taking all that medication, and is that causing it? I don't know. But I just want to. I said it the other day. My biggest concern. Anybody who watched me, they know my biggest concern is that. Was his health. Now, he gonna go to the NFL, all that different stuff like that. My biggest concern was stuff like this because he already was, pushing it. He pushing through clots and toe and that stuff could come back and then so it's like, man, he's a strong-minded dude to keep going because he's gonna say, well, I gotta go look out for myself, man. I gotta go take care of myself, my family. This is just gonna be too much. He's about. How can I get back to coaching? That's amazing.
Your mic be what?
That mic don't fade it on, fade it on.
It don't change colors no more, Greg. Remember you
it's black.
It don't change colors no more.
Hey,
the light that went out.
That doggone Temu, he had that Temu thing was looking good for about
See? Look, your girlfriend told you, don't be cheap. Get the good mic. What do you do?
No, this is pretty.
Let me get the $25 mic off of Amazon.
Temu.
I wouldn't spend all $300 for no mic, big dog.
Hey, then what happened? He was on Temu. How they be like, yeah, you get to this balance, you get free shipping, and you order that thing, and they be like, all right, get 10 more things, and then. He's like, oh, let me get this mic. Let's get this balance up. He spent $400 before he got Temu.
Well, y'all crazy. Hey, check this out. Boy, Mario Miller out there doing them, boy, for the first 2 days, boy. Big O, what's up, boy? What y'all think about it? What kind of season he gonna have?
Shout out to him. Look, man. Now, I don't want to gloat. I don't want to obliviate myself. But we watched Greg. Hey, day one. I was there from day one.
By time you have a prediction right, boy.
I was there from day one. Look, we're a long ways away from Coach Swayze saying, "Hey, wake up, man." We're a long ways away from that.
Hey, Coach Swayze came in hard, boy. He came in like he's finna be.
You even heard it on the video today. Somebody had said he caught a pass and somebody like brought him down to the ground, and you heard in the video. They said, "Come on, man, that's our #1 receiver. You taking him down to the ground?" Y'all heard that. I'm gonna clip it up and I'm gonna send it in the chat. I'm just letting y'all know that's what was said. And that was coming from a player, not a coach. So,
man, there go your boy, Greg.
Shout out to O, man.
He been in there.
Huh?
He been in there. I seen
him. It's my first time seeing him.
Yeah, he been in there.
Let me drop this link. Give him about 10 minutes. Just see what he think. He get on here cutting the food. We're gonna cut him off.
God, man. Nah, a lot of cool people, man.
He cool people, JR.
Yeah, he cool.
Georgia Tech. He I guess he was Georgia Tech.
Oh, that what it is.
Look like it.
Yeah, yeah. We finna find out.
But like I said, man, I've
running
been
back,
right about
running
O
back,
from the
let me
jump,
tell you,
man.
that running back at Georgia Tech, if he, if he can stay healthy, that I seen that boy play in person. That boy would have been one of the best running backs in the country. He just get hurt every other game.
You talking about the freshman they had last year at Georgia Tech? Their freshman?
I think number 11 or something like that.
Yeah.
That boy, he gets space. He create space. And he gone. Yeah, he tough. He tough. You better be ready. He ain't the biggest dude, but if he gets some space, between him and that quarterback. Yeah. Now the only thing they missing, they lost Singleton. Singleton was a big part of the offense. They said they got old boy from what down in Central Florida or something like that.
I think FIU or something like that. Rivers.
Yeah, but Singleton was a big part. They doing them little jet sweeps. Yeah. Ooh, they them line cleared that little jet sweep. They turned that corner on you. But between him and that running back,
we'll see, man, because they
ain't throwing no ball though. They ain't throwing like that, but they running.
Their coach is an offensive line coach by trade. But they lost a lot on that offensive line. They offensive line pretty much like CU, just returning like one starter. So
you can shut them down now. They ain't beat everybody, but when they own, they own. Yeah. So if you
we'll see.
Man, we're gonna beat them by 31, man.
But
they'll slow the game down because they run the ball. And they run it. They really like old school back in the day wing tee. They like the modern version of a wing tee. So they got all the other, trinkets, and formations. But that's basically they got a lot of motion. They motion 2, 3, 4 people at a time and move them around and all that and come back and reverse. But they lost some key components to that. But that style of offense gonna get yards, just like the wing tee. Sor's team in the world. Georgia Tech was one of them. Yeah. They had the highest rushing yards every year. Them and Navy.
Every year in and year
Navy,
out.
them, and then it don't matter who they beat. They got the yards. But they couldn't, you don't do a lot of that. Remember what's his name? I won't say Joe Frazier, not Joe Frazier, but it was Hamilton. Hamilton back in the day, and then you have Reggie Ball. Reggie Ball was throwing it though.
Reggie Ball could. Reggie Ball sneak up on you, get a few over the top.
He had Megatron.
Yeah.
So what y'all think about the running back, Frank Hall? Man, what y'all? He looked good. Michael been looking good the first 2 days.
He bigger than what I thought. He bigger than what I thought.
Trackhawk. He looked better than Trackhawk to me.
But he bigger. Trackhawk bigger than what I thought.
Yeah,
I thought he was a little bitty dude.
He built low to the ground.
He built similar to Michael Welch.
He is.
I said, how our running backs always end up looking alike? How all our running backs they all be the same height, even when all the way back with your boy, what's called was that? All the running backs was the same height.
I like the way Michael running though. Michael, way he running now. I know
he running strong. He running strong.
Yeah, I know it's just practice. I just want to see how they run the ball when they play Georgia Tech. Will they be able, will their offensive line be able to block and especially protect the quarterback?
Oh, they gonna move the ball in Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech's strength is their offense, not their defense.
Yeah, Georgia Tech defense always been a little small.
Yeah, they hit or miss. They hit or miss. But their offense is where their strength is at.
Yeah. What's up, Strange?
Hey man, y'all behind me.
Hey, that man don't want to lost weight or something. Hey, we don't really got in the weight room.
We told you to go away for a year, and that's what you did.
Hey, that man don't lost by how much weight you don't lost, man? You don't cut a lot of weight, ain't you?
Hey, like 15.
Man. Got a different face.
Back to my plan weight.
Oh yeah, your plan weight.
Yeah, come on, man.
You were pretty good though. I thought you just lying last time I talked to you about that.
Come on, don't do that, B.Y. Because you B.Y. Now hold up, now don't get me up, don't get me going too early. You know what I mean? Because y'all been hiding from me. Because since that Nebraska game,
We said they were gonna lose. I said they were gonna lose that game.
Greg wasn't talking like that.
That's great. I ain't got to do
He
with it.
hanging on one game. He said Colorado.
Don't do Greg like that. You know that's your boy.
You remember he said Colorado was gonna be worse than they was the first
He
year.
know what he said.
That's why he just
Then he came back to I got him at 10-2.
Okay. Well then listen, we ain't got to talk about nothing. Oh, how about this? Georgia Tech game, the new Nebraska game. It's going down the same way.
They done got that kind of offense, man.
How they don't?
Hold on. Let's go this way. JR, give me your thoughts on Georgia Tech game. Then we'll go to Law Dog. Then we'll go to Greg.
Cool.
Yeah, now I think it's gonna be close. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout by any means. I think it's gonna be close. Georgia Tech gonna be able to stay in the game because of their running game, whether it's the quarterback or the running back. I don't think they have anything on the outside from a tight end perspective or from a receiver perspective. But Georgia Tech gonna do what they do the best, and that's run the ball. Now it's up to CU to minimize those opportunities. So if you can get them in obvious passing situations, some long third downs, that benefits CU. And then CU offensively, we're looking at their strong suit as being the outside because we don't know what the running attack gonna really look like. But what I will say from what I saw today, it looked like they got better offensive line play. Because before, when Bucky or Darius would like show footage of the offensive line against the defensive line typically won every single rep. It didn't look like that today. It looked like the offensive line was able to hold their own. And so I'm thinking CU gonna have it close. I can't put no score prediction, but it'll be a close game and CU will pull it out.
Okay. All right. Talk to me, Law.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give it to you both ways. I'm gonna tell you what CU got going first. So I think CU got a more balanced team. What I do like about them, I think the O-line should be a lot better than being in the last 2 years. They got some pieces that I like as far as size-wise and what schools they came from and where they played at. So that should be better. But yeah, I got a lot of questions marks. I say as far as the quarterback, Prime says still a competition, and then I'm not too sure about the Pat Shermer situation as far as what type of scheme he gonna run. The Brian Leftwich addition, I think helps tremendously. You know what I mean? But like I say, that's still a question for me. With that being said, I like what Livingston got over there on the defense as far as D-line wise. Anything behind them, I think y'all fooled. Linebackers fooled. Secondary, Carter Steinmeier food, DJ McKinney food, anything back there's food. Lunch money, it's free lunch. You know what I mean? It's like a bunch of Gregs back there. You just do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna matter. You see what I'm saying? That's just how it's gonna go. So now let's talk about Georgia Tech. Let's talk about Tech now.
Time out.
What I say?
I ain't gonna let you come here and do my dog like that on my show, but you know.
Okay, all right, cool. I respect the
I
house.
ran him off one time. I ain't nothing to run him off.
I respect the house. But I'm saying he was wrong about that Nebraska game, and I ain't hear him give me my credit.
About one game.
I ain't hear him give me my credit.
Every other game.
And I said 10-2. Be watched. Come on, I'm your dog too now. Didn't I say 10-2?
I told you. I agree.
You changed that at the end of the season.
Where I changed it at?
Once we beat UCF
on your show, then he
when
got
we
another
beat UCF,
show.
You changed. He said, "Okay, y'all are going 10."
No, he said that on this show, and then he got on the other show, and then people come back and say,
"No, see, listen, y'all don't know my game. Listen, I'm a big Shedeur fan, so I bet with the quarterback more than I bet with anything else. So in those games, I thought he was the best quarterback in the league. You see what I'm saying? But you know, JR know I chase the dollar, so I'm gonna go against the grain to get the money. But when I talk analysts and I identify this game and talk these sports, I'm simply the best, bro. That's just the way it goes. And you know that, Greg. You know that.
Man.
You got it, Greg.
You got
let me finish. I'm gonna stay on point. I'm gonna go back to Georgia Tech. So what I like about Georgia Tech, they returning a lot of their people. They got the quarterback, the running back. I think 2 linemen coming back. They got some transfers, and they just got a big time 5-star that came in. The receiver, they top receiver left in with the Auburn, but they got a guy from FIU that came in. They're supposed to replace him. And Malik Weatherford is another big time playmaker. Y'all know about him. He'll go up top for 6 years. I'm sure you'll hear his name. Malik Weatherford, touchdown. The defensive coordinator left and went to the NFL, and they got the guy from Texas that was a secondary coach, and so he's over there. So that looked like a massive upgrade. They returned like 2 all-conference guys on defense, a linebacker and a D lineman, and a few other guys. So with that being said, I think Georgia Tech is simply just above where y'all at as far as where they at in the conference. I think they projected to finish maybe in the ACC championship with their schedule. So I say this. I expect it to be a good game, but I do expect CU to lose. If y'all don't believe me, y'all know how we can settle this. You know what I mean? However, y'all know how I get down. I'm respecting the show. And I say this still will be a litmus test as far as what CU gonna be. Like if they get blown out, it's gonna be some trouble. If it's a good game, y'all got a shot to make a run in the Big 12. That's how it's gonna go.
So he ended very balanced. He ended where he can't be wrong.
I'm always balanced.
I say you ended basically you can't be wrong. You said that CU gonna lose, but if this, but if that.
No, I didn't. I said it's a litmus test game for y'all.
Yeah. Well, I think at the end of the day, I think that the Georgia Tech offense is their strong suit. I think the defense that they have is the question mark. I know you mentioned 1 or 2 guys, a linebacker, a defense lineman, whatever. But I think their defense is where they're gonna have an issue with Colorado. Their defense never really had the best cornerbacks. I think they had one of their best games against Georgia. They just kind of played out of their mind a little bit, but they don't really match up well against a strong. Now they got after Cam Ward. I said they have some flashes. If they flash, they flash. But at the end of the day, I don't think that any of these weapons you name and that it came in is going to be a factor because they're not going to be able to hold up. If they try to pass the ball, that's the worst thing they could do.
Wow.
Our pass rush it will dominate them. I mean, that's our strength. Colorado's strength. I guess you stopped watching the games at Nebraska last year, but at the end of the day, that's when the pass rush actually picked up.
So what guys you talking about got pass rush ability? Who?
Pretty much most of them that came back. And most of the guys.
I need names. Talk to me. Somebody that know. Anybody.
Really?
Arden Walker?
Really? Wade?
Arden Walker,
really?
He registered with 4.5 sacks.
Wade, you got Wade. Those 2 freshmen from ING. Man, they got a platform.
You got the big boys in the middle. You got big Otis, big Barnes coming up the middle.
Wait to save Greg. Greg ain't had nothing.
Well, actually, if you listen, you would have heard, but your ears don't quite work.
McNeil,
I clearly did. You look crazy. You look crazy.
But yeah, what I look at when I look at Georgia Tech offense. Look, their strength is not passing the ball.
No,
like. Haynes King is not. He's not gonna blow you away with his arm.
Right.
So
okay. I agree with that. Let me pose a question to y'all. So for what y'all got at linebacker, right? And the type of scheme where they running these motions with the counter coming back. Y'all think y'all gonna be able to handle that with these new backers and be able to communicate that? Because they run a lot of cross motion. And then they come back and run gap scheme and power scheme right at you with the quarterback, with the running back. Then they leak out to the flats and throw it up the seam. Y'all think y'all gonna be able to contend with that for the first game of the season?
Now, what I will say is I think the linebackers will be able to contend with the leak outs from the running backs because that was the emphasis towards Colorado's defense last year. Like teams attacked them out the backfield. Because the linebacker foot speed, it just wasn't there. Bentley and Hill Green, they couldn't laterally get out there. So I think CU gonna kind of focus on. We know that this was a weakness for our defense last year, so we gonna be overly prepared for a leak out. Now, but hopefully, I'm hopeful that the 4 up front guys hold a contain. We can't have a defensive end breaking containment because then that just throws off everything else. So if the front 4 play contain, the linebackers that they brought in this year are guys that can run sideline to sideline.
Okay, so with that being said, you expect them to stop the run?
I expect them to stop the run. I do.
Georgia Tech now.
Will they
He's saying Georgia Tech like he's saying Ohio State or something.
Completely
why we gotta do that?
But enough to, like I said, if they could get Georgia Tech in a few 30 longs, that's gonna benefit CU. And that's how I'm looking at it. Because you're not gonna shut them down. Like that's what they do well. You ain't gonna shut it down.
Yeah,
but if we can get you in the 3rd and 8, where it's like, all right, you gotta kind of pass the ball now.
Okay. Now listen, I want to say, now we just talking about this one game, right?
Yeah.
We ain't talking about the season. So with that being said, this is what I want. Y'all didn't stop the run last year. So the same guys you speak of that's coming back, and with the few the addition guys y'all got from like Bama, Fresno State, the young freshman guys B. Watts was speaking about. I don't think that's enough right now to stop what Georgia Tech got going on, bro. I think they, like I said, they program, they like in year 3 of they build as far as where they going. Yeah. And I think if, like I say, if this game is a blowout game, this year will look more like Coach Prime first years when he first gets somewhere.
Yeah.
What I'm looking for, he got way more talent than that first year.
Yeah, but like I said, it's a transition. When you lose a quarterback like Shedeur and the Heisman winner, bro, if you at Georgia, you're going through a transition, bro.
Yeah, but it still don't look like first year. First year, they built from scratch. He's not
but I'm just saying, depending on how the game go, like Georgia Tech gonna tell me a lot about what type of team it is.
Yeah, I'm looking for on the obvious rundowns like CU, they loading up to stop that run. Like you getting hats to the ball to stop the run. Because you want to put Georgia Tech in the 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 7, where they gotta put 4 receivers out there, and then more times than like they probably gonna do a QB run, like how North Dakota State was.
Okay, what about But like I say, I like how I see it. When y'all North Dakota State, y'all remember that game last year, bro? I feel like this is a more geeked up North Dakota State, K-State type of game.
And that's why I say I feel like CU they're gonna be looking to stop the run, because like Georgia Tech does that where they run it better than they throw.
Yeah, they not a real, but like I say, how they get into the pass game is kind of how CU got to the pass game with screens, jet sweeps, like all those considered passes. So it's not like a stretching down the field. That's why I say them leak outs. Like it's like east west, come down here, let you get to looking at the motion coming across. Then we pull the guard, then we come up behind it. And then after a while, they stick it in the belly and put it out, throw it to the tight end. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's a confusing type deal. Like I say, you gonna have to show me what they got this year. But I feel like somebody made a good point to me. On the other side of the ball, the type of quarterback I think Caden Saucer is as far as a dual threat, because I looked at the 23 tape when he was at Liberty and he balled, right? What he do best is what Georgia Tech do, what they see every day. You see what I'm saying? As far as scheme and quarterback. So I think it's going to be a little rough, because then again, it's like, now I like Marshall Faulk back there. So Prime saying they're going to run the ball this year. We've been hearing that. You know what I mean?
We've been hearing it for the past 3 years.
We've been hearing that. Yeah, I got some new backs back there. So like I say, it's some question marks. You feel me? But like I say, I got Tech. I think I call good money. You know what I mean? As far as that. But the rest of the games, we'll see how it go, because it's a lot of iffy teams too.
I'll say this about the Georgia Tech game. If CU get up on them 10, it's a wrap.
No way, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Come on, JR.
I'm gonna say
it's the first game of the season, and it don't go like that.
If CU, let's say second quarter, CU find themselves up by 10, whatever the score, 17-7 or whatever like that, it's gonna make Georgia Tech look to be like, all right, well, we moving the ball, but we ain't moving the ball to like really put up points. So now we gotta rely on something that we ain't completely comfortable with, because that second half adjustment they're gonna have to look to put the ball in the air a little bit
That's
more.
what I'm saying. But that would mean y'all would have to be stifling the run, bro. And I don't think
That's
y'all
what
got.
I think if it's me, if I'm Rob Livingston, I'm looking to try my damnedest to shut down the run. Like you gotta shut that down first. And even if you can't shut it down, like I said, put them in obvious long third downs because they're gonna go to whatever they're comfortable with to show you early. We gotta pick up this third down because it's important. And then come back the second half, they usually just gonna flip it the opposite way because you ain't coming in there saying, well, we need to break out this new play. No, well, this pass play worked.
Yeah.
So let's keep the same formation, flip it, and do it the opposite way because that's the best pass play we came up with that first half. You know, Law, that's how football.
I can go for that. I got one more solid question. This what I want to know from all y'all. Is they gonna let Amarion Miller off the leash this year, bro? Or they gonna play him again, bro? What is gonna be, bro? They gonna let him go ahead and get that money or what?
If they play him, I can't watch, bro. I'll be sick to my stomach.
Yeah, bro. It's time, bro. They gotta let him go, bro. They been holding him back way too long, bro.
Yeah,
he that guy.
He'll get out there and do his thing. He'll get out there and do his thing, man. Fellas, I went over my time, man. I appreciate it, dog.
Yes, sir.
Just, moved over to my nail. I hate that, but it is what it is. I try to do it, so that's what it is. But we'll talk again.
All right, bro.
All right, Law.
Come on up. Let me start it off. Don't come up.
Static.
Yeah. But appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Go ahead, give your last word.
Like I said, B. Watts, man, it's always a pleasure chopping it up with you. Hey, the microphone held up all the way to the end, Greg.
It came in. It was
It held up all the way to the end.
Man, I didn't even touch it. So when I went back into it, look at the side, man, that thing was all the way down.
Oh man, but
it's crazy.
It was good show as always, B. Watts, man. Appreciate you curating the spot, man. Good chopping it up with you, Greg. And hey, man, we on to the next, man. We on to the next. Yeah. But see you, they look good, man. Them first few days of spring, they look good, man.
I think you're gonna have a good season. I believe that, man. I got 9 for 10 and 2. 11 to 1. If they come out to Georgia Tech and do what they're supposed to do and handle business, they can ride. We out of here.
Well, that's one thing the young man said was true. This game, as every first game, like North Dakota was, it's a litmus test. But the type of team that Georgia Tech is, it's a little more higher caliber first game than most teams have the nerve to play. See, you like to play these tough first games, while everybody else playing these super duper cupcakes for the first 2-3 games and the last 2 games. Then they be like, why we ain't ranked number 1? So they putting themselves on the hot seat, but it does set the tone because at the end of the day, Georgia Tech is gonna be decent as normal. They're a typical 8-4 type of team because they gonna win games. Sometimes they aren't supposed to win, and they gonna mess around and lose games they're supposed to win. So that's just how Georgia Tech play. They don't go 10-1. They do like how Miami do. They gonna self-destruct at some point, and that's just knowing Georgia Tech. But I think the Colorado is gonna have a good run. It's gonna be a lot more discipline. They're gonna be a lot more depth, and as we see, and as I've been saying, they're gonna be highly underestimated because they don't have a name brand. You don't become a Heisman until you become a Heisman. You don't become a Shedeur until you prove you're a Shedeur. So they got a lot of people who, it's a lot of people who gonna have a chance to make themselves known, including Amarion, because a lot of people we know him, but they're gonna say, "Oh, that was that boy that first year." You don't get to say that. But at the end of the day, Salter is gonna get to show what he made of. That's why he came to the big stage, and I think people play him down, and he gonna get to prove what he can do because he kind of nonchalant too, So, but when he get in that field, he made plays, and I think people playing him down. I think people playing down Colorado's defense. I think people say, "Oh, because I don't know who back down the secondary." Them boys gonna write their checks. I think Bayard. But look who else don't got big. Your boy Hodge he don't put on a little weight.
Yeah, he don't think enough.
He don't even look the same. I'm like, who is that number 4? So Hodge is back. These guys gonna write their check. He's another Liberty dude. So it's like you know, these guys, because they are not no name people will say, oh, this is a rebuild, y'all ain't got Travis. But you know, it's some guys out there that's gonna make their name known. I wish Hood could have stayed and kept his crown, but I think that RJ Johnson is getting that work over there going against Omarion and everybody else. So he holding it down. Yeah, so you still got these boys. So I mean, I think people question the secondary because you don't know who they are yet.
Right.
And I think the linebackers, they gonna write their check too. They're a lot more athletic. They gonna get to they read better. We know they read better. The bigger issue with our linebackers in the past, they run through a whole auto on the upper side of the ball.
Yeah.
You know, so they read better. They're true linebackers. So it's gonna be a better situation than what people give them credit to. And it ain't gonna be about the name. It ain't gonna be the name on the back of the jersey this year. It's gonna be the name on the front. Greg Gresham, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Y'all be live on Sunday, 2 p.m. All that good stuff. Y'all check it out.
All right. Once again, want to thank J.R. Boxing, my dog, and Greg said, my dog. Appreciate y'all for on Thursday night. I hate I miss y'all on Thursday, but I had to go put them beds up on. And glad I got that situation set up. But I enjoyed y'all. I've been enjoying y'all. Man, it's football season, guys. It's right up on us, man.
It's that time.
And we're gonna have some good conversations to have coming up about everything, man. So I think Coach whatever he did a good job by them guys. Great.
What's that?
Coach, he got them guys in shape, man.
They look good, man.
Yeah.
They look good.
Yeah, they lean, man. Them linemen lean. They gonna move better.
And then I saw Powell going on lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, they lean.
It's a money year, man. They trying to have that year so they can get to the league, man.
Yeah,
you gotta take that stuff serious, man.
And they are your boy. I think he finna turn up this year. He like Mario.
All ready to go, man. He said everybody that he got there with in the league. When he got there, Xavier Weaver made it on the NFL roster. And then the next year after that, he see Jimmy come. He see LeJounte come. He see Travis go. He like, it's my time, man. I done sat in this meeting room with 4 to 5 guys that's on NFL rosters.
Will Shepard's still out there, ain't he?
Yeah, Will Shepard, he in Green Bay.
Yeah, in Green Bay.
So, thinking to himself, I didn't seen it, man. This is my time. And if I have my year, I'm going to the league. Like, ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it. He have his year, he going to the league. If O put up 800 yards, 4 touchdowns, he going to the league, man. If he put up anything over 800, that's automatic. But if he put up 800 4 or 5 touchdowns, he going to the league, man.
How you busting Steve Brown looking out there?
Out there doing?
Yeah.
Man, that's a
I seen the video today.
He just got to work himself in. He got to work himself in. So
he got to work himself up. He caught a couple passes he caught, but I said, he took off on, boy. I tell you, somebody getting dogged out, man. I ain't saying no bad player, but that DJ McKinney get well,
he was doing that last year, though.
Yeah, I know. But Omarion Miller don't put that thing on him, boy.
But you know,
Omarion Miller been doing that. He was doing that to Travis in his first year.
Yeah.
You know what I do like though, and this shout out to Greg because Greg was calling for this all last year. It's early, but they doing good on good. Cause remember last year it'd be like the ones going against the 3s or the 2s or however Coach Brown was orchestrating the practice. And you see good on good now, and so that's only gonna make both players better. So
they were hitting today too.
Yeah, they weren't taken down to the ground, but they was thorough. Yeah. But Greg was calling for that all last year. Why you got these ones going against the 2s? And well, it looked like it was a lot of one-on-one action from the video they showed.
Yeah, you gotta get it.
And Juju looked, man. Juju impressed me, man. I like the way he won that football.
Yeah, he
I like the
pulls.
way he's throwing that
That's
football.
why I say, even if you have a situation with Salter, you ain't holding your breath like with Shedeur. You knew Shedeur was Iron Man. He get body slammed, kicked in the throat, poked in the eye, and he come back and throw 3 touchdowns. He get more violent. He like Rocky. He get more violent as you beat on him. You can't trust everybody to go take that kind of beating, and
Yeah. So they in good shape, man. As long as you got some good bag of players, you should be okay. Just should be okay. All right, fellas. I got to get out of here, man. I appreciate y'all.
All right, Greg.
All right.
Y'all have a good weekend, fellas.
All right.
Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Don't forget to I'll be back 3 shows tomorrow. I'm 3 shows every day. Every day, as long as I can. But I appreciate everybody for rocking with Talk with B Watts tonight. Sorry I couldn't do my live yesterday. I know I'm gonna be late at church. So, and after dinner, they want to go to dinner. So that's why I didn't do my live. But I'll be back doing my live show on tomorrow night at 9 p.m. I might do it at 8 because I don't know. It's gonna be between 8 or 9 live show tomorrow night. But I'll put it out there around 12 o'clock. You should get your notification there. All right. Danny Little John, appreciate all the super chat, big dog. Appreciate all the super chat. Appreciate everybody. The things that y'all do for Sports Talk with you. I appreciate each one of y'all. Y'all have a good night. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your family, and enjoy your weekend. Don't forget to tune in. Check the videos that I did earlier today, and the ones I'm gonna do early tomorrow morning, and be back here with me tomorrow night. I'll be by myself, and we're gonna rock it. All right. Once again, thank y'all for supporting Sports Talk with B Watts, and I appreciate it.